True Life and Music History, the Ants Human Stars podcast, with your hosts, Caleb and Digo. Are you ready? Steady. Go. Isn't she love?
I was gonna harmonize with you.
You did not want me to go to another note because it was not going to be harmonious. I could do the one note and then the going to the other note. That's a problem. That's an
I was
issue.
prepared.
And I got this mic all up to you would hear exactly how wrong it was. Speaking of music, welcome to Ants Human Stars, y'all. We're doing the music history episode today with Caleb Hacker. Caleb, take it away.
All right. Whether like a version or like a prayer, that's like so Madonna. Yeah, so we're sticking with the 80s. And we're gonna do some Madonna. Who like I'm not even some huge Madonna fan, but this song in particular, I'm like it's definitely in my top 100 songs of all time. It's just good. It just jams. Okay, so I'm pulling my info today from Tim Eames at smoothradio.com, Stacey Lamb at Entertainment Tonight, and Joel Goldstein at People. And you know where they got all their information from? Wikipedia.
You know it.
No, I know that for a fact because I went and I read their articles, and then I went and I read the Wikipedia article last, and I was like, you guys definitely just copied all of this from Wikipedia. So, all right, check it out. In the year before Like a Prayer was released, Madonna was in an interesting place in her career and life. She had 3 back-to-back multi-platinum albums, a record-breaking tour under her belt. But following that, there were the critical and commercial failure of her film Shanghai Surprise and Who's That Girl, and the Broadway production Speed the Plow. Her marriage to actor Sean Penn ended, and she had also just turned 30, the age at which her mom had died. So she was experiencing a lot of emotional turmoil.
I would forget about Sean Penn.
I had there's a whole lot. I was just going to
it wasn't
tell
good.
You guys. Oh, like their marriage?
I think it was abusive.
Oh, what?
I'm not, don't quote me on that. I have done no research.
Look at him starting rumors.
Jesus Christ.
There's a whole lot.
Was it for less? Graham Norton, everybody.
Oh, gosh. That's right. Shout out to Graham and the BBC. Yeah, so she was dealing with a lot. This is in 88, and she hadn't recorded any music so far in 1988. And she was also aware that her fan base was growing up, and she felt the need to record something that was just totally different, a little more mature. So for the title track, she chose topics that until then had really just been personal things and stuff that she never really shared with the general public.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm going to order a dessert.
Are you doing okay? Mm-hmm. Sorry, I'm like checking on you annoyingly.
The lava cake? Okay. Yeah.
But the Cleveland brownie is also good. Brownie Sunday is also good.
I'll get that. That's that, right? The chocolate lava cake? Yeah. Cool. Maybe 2 spoons. Dude, I just ordered something that you're not going to be able to say no to. So, sorry.
Okay. Where was I?
Madonna.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I said that she chose topics that were personal meditations, or no, that were personal to her. She never shared with the general public. Okay. So she went through her journals, her diaries, and she just, kind of came up with things that were close to her. She actually, I read that she was quoted as saying that Sean Penn actually helped her, basically move into a space of being more personal with her music and stuff. So, she's quoted as saying, what was it I wanted to say? I wanted the album to speak to things on my mind. It was a complex time in my life. So producers Patrick Leonard and Stephen Bray were experimenting with instrumental tracks and musical ideas, and both wanted to bring their style to the album. And so they composed music for the title track. But Madonna felt that Leonard presented, more interesting tunes. So she started working with him, and together they wrote Like a Prayer within 3 hours. Her inspiration for the track came from the Catholic belief of transubstantiation, which is the change of essence by which the bread and wine offered in the sacrifice of the sacrament during the Mass
Yep.
become in reality the body and blood of Jesus Christ. So I grew up Baptist.
That's what they told us, y'all.
I know, yeah. So
I'm a little kid being like, that's blood now.
So I grew up Baptist. So we, communion was just it wasn't literal.
They
It
scared
was
the
like
fuck
an
out of us.
it was an interpretation. And they also, like, the church I grew up in was like alcohol's evil. So I mean, which alcohol is kind of evil, but that's a whole nother topic. But so we had grape juice and we had these little stale, like little crisp. And I mean stale, like you take a bite and it just sticks to your teeth.
You're like, I'm only doing this for Jesus.
Also, to this day, I cannot drink grape juice without thinking of like communion. Like, it's good, but like I'm like, yeah, all those years. Anyways, so she introduced liturgical words in the track, but changed the context so that the lyrics had dual meaning. In addition to superficial pop lyrics about sexuality and religion, on the surface, the song contained a secondary meaning beneath to provoke reaction from her listeners. Leonard explained that he wasn't comfortable with the lyrics and the sexual innuendos presented in the song. For example, in the chorus, the lyrics say, "When you call my name, it's like a little prayer. I'm down on my knees. I want to take you there." And Leonard saw that as possibly referring to someone performing oral
Get
sex.
your head out of the gutter, Leonard.
And he requested that Madonna change the line, but she was very adamant about keeping it. And so that's the song now. She wanted to have gospel music as part of the song as well. With virtually no instrumentation, only the sound of an organ and her singing. So she started experimenting using her vocals and like doubling them, which doubling just means you sing a line and then you record and you sing that line again multiple times the exact same way. And so it just sounds more full than just like one person singing. But after they like done that and she did the vocals, they decided that, a choir would be better. So this is around September 1988. So both of them met with musician Andre Crouch and they signed his choir to provide background vocals. So, side note.
Thank you. That's it.
Thank you. Okay, so for those of you that don't know, Andre Crouch is a huge deal in the gospel community. He's referred to by many as. Sorry, that's totally my fault. The catch-up was there. So he's referred to by many as the father of modern gospel music, and he composed the gospel staples, "The Blood Will Never Lose Its Power," my tribute to God Be the Glory, "Soon and Very Soon." You couldn't have grown up in a black church in the 90s without knowing these songs. I know
What's his
them
name
all
again?
very well. Andre Crouch.
Okay.
Which I was really surprised to hear that because I did not know that. Again, I know of him. He is huge, but I did not know that his choir was a part of this. So, and a little more information about him. I mean, he's collaborated with tons of artists like Stevie Wonder, Elton John, Shaka Khan.
Oh, I recognize his face.
And in the 80s and 90s, he was the go-to producer for superstars who sought a gospel choir in their recordings. And that same year, in 88, his choir is the one that's featured on Michael Jackson's top charter, "Man in the Mirror." So it's no wonder that Madonna tapped him to join her on her track. So recording took more time than usual since Madonna and Leonard fought tooth and nail in the studio about just trying to get everything to the best possible place. According to
How many times did you say, "It's my name on the fucking album"?
She was determined. According to author Lucy O'Brien, the singer wanted to prove that her second chance as a record producer, following her previous album True Blue, was not a fluke. For the intro, this is a fun fact that I did not know. The intro to the song is guitars that were recorded by Prince, my king, ladies and gentlemen. Um, uh, he had been asked by Madonna to contribute the track. And in 2014, Leonard had said that no other music by Prince was used, but some effects around the choruses might have been his. So that was a really cool piece of information. Patrick Leonard was quoted as saying, I think there was a point when we realized that it was the title track and the lead track, and it was going to be a powerhouse. It became obvious that there was something unique about it, and that somehow we made this thing work with it stopping and starting and a minimalistic rhythmic thing, and the verses and these bombastic choruses, and this giant choir comes in. This is ambitious, you know? So on March 3rd, 1989, the song was released, and it debuted at number 38 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart. And soon after, the video for the song was released, and it would send the world into an uproar. So here's a little background on that. In January of 1989, while the music video was still being filmed, Pepsi announced that they had signed Madonna for a $5 million deal to feature the singer and her song Like a Prayer for the company's television commercial.
Damn. Success already.
The deal also included Pepsi sponsoring Madonna's next world tour. And Madonna wanted to use the commercial to launch Like a Prayer globally before its actual release. And this was the first time that was done in the music industry, of having like an artist's song feature on the commercial.
Really?
Or to,
Nobody.
or to, like, debut. That's all the stuff that I read. That's what it said. Even though Pepsi had done a lot of things, a lot of artists, from Michael Jackson to Tina Turner, David Bowie, Whitney
Maybe
Houston.
they like used something, but it wasn't a feature.
Yeah,
like it wasn't like we're launching this with you in tandem. Yeah. I get it.
So Pepsi premiered this.
Do you want to?
I'm gonna take a bite.
Yeah, just take a bite out of. Take a little break here. You could do some ASMR. This is Caleb eating a little bit of chocolate cake and ice cream in the middle of his set. Music
What's the
history.
red stuff?
I don't know. Blood.
Stop. It was good.
Of course it is. It's sugar upon sugar plus sugar on sugar on top. This is a molten lava cake or whatever. Available at all.
Okay.
All. When I say all, I mean all American restaurants like this. You're at in an Applebee's, in a whatever. I can't think of another one right now. TGI Friday. They all got this molten lava cake.
Mm-hmm.
There's a brownie. There's fudge in there, molten fudge in the middle, and ice cream on top.
And some
more
vanilla
chocolate
ice
on
cream.
top.
Yeah, some chocolate sauce, some red sauce. We don't know what it is. But it's like, good. The cake is warm against the cold ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
It's perfect. Okay, it's great.
I mean, they come frozen. They put it in the thing real quick. It's perfect.
I mean, it's definitely not as good as homemade stuff, but you know.
Imagine if there was a tres leches in front of you. There wouldn't be.
Oh, I was gonna say we'd have to press pause on this and I'd just eat it, but all right. Back to the show, ladies and gentlemen.
That was a commercial break for molten lava cake.
We better be getting some money off this. Okay, we need a $5 million deal from molten lava cake. All right. So Pepsi premiered the commercial during the global telecast of the 31st Grammy Awards in February of '89. A week later, the advertisement was aired during NBC's sitcom The Cosby Show, which was huge at the time. Mm-hmm. The commercial was titled Make a Wish, and the 2-minute commercial portrayed Madonna going back in time to her childhood memories. It starts as the singer watches a video of her childhood birthday party, and while reminiscing, she interchanges places with her younger self. The young Madonna roams aimlessly around the grown-up Madonna's room, while the latter dances with her childhood friends on the street and inside a bar. The commercial continues as Madonna dances inside a church surrounded by a choir and her child self-discovering her old doll. As both of them are interchanged again, the grown-up Madonna looks toward the TV and says, "Go ahead, make a wish." Both of the Madonnas raise their Pepsi cans to each other, and the young Madonna.
I'm like, when are they doing the sideways drinking to a Pepsi? Is she holding her doll while she's doing it?
They raise their Pepsi cans together, and the young Madonna blows out the candles on her birthday cake. So keep in mind, this is just the commercial that Pepsi came up with, and they're playing like a prayer in the background.
Yeah. 2 minutes. That's a long time for a commercial. I mean, I know it's back in the day.
Well, not only that,
commercials were a little longer.
Well, not only that, I think this also was like, this was special.
Yeah.
Like it was I'm sure the commercial aired again, and it wasn't maybe the full 2 minutes. I don't know. But while this commercial was premiering, Madonna had already shot the actual music video for the song. So in the music video, Madonna wanted to address racism by having the video show a mixed race couple being shot by the Ku Klux Klan. Whoa. But she ended up settling on another theme that helped keep within the song's religious connotations. So actor Leon Robinson, best known for playing the lead role in Cool Runnings. So that's what a lot of the
kiss my egg.
So I can't. So a lot of the articles I was reading were saying like, oh, he's mostly known for Cool Runnings, but I know him from the Temptations movie and the Five Heartbeats. But anyways, anybody who's who's listening, they will recognize that. But
why did he stop acting?
I don't know.
What's he doing nowadays?
Call him up and ask.
Seriously, get back onto the Netflix train.
Okay, so he was hired to play the role of a saint, which is essentially he was the main character, opposite Madonna. And that saint was inspired by Martin de Porres, the patron saint of mixed race people and those seeking interracial harmony. So is there just like a saint for everything?
Yes. In the Catholic faith, there's literally like, I lost something. The saint of lost things.
Is there a saint for homosexuals? I wish you guys could see Digo's face. He was just like, now you know. Okay.
Judas.
Stop. The video was shot over 4 days at Raleigh Studios in Hollywood, California, and at San Pedro Hills in San Pedro, California. The video shows Madonna witnessing a young woman being robbed and murdered by a group of men, but isn't able to help. A black man walking down the alley also sees the incident and runs to help the woman, but the murderers run away. The police come up and they mistakenly suspect that the black man was the one who killed her, and they arrest him. Madonna runs away and escapes to a church, and there she sees a cage statue of this saint who resembles the black man who was falsely arrested or falsely accused. Madonna then lies down on a pew and has a dream in which she's falling through space. A black woman representing power and strength catches her. She tells me, I watched the video. She doesn't really tell her to do the right thing, but it's implied like, hey, do the right thing. And then she sends her back. Still dreaming, she returns to the statue, which transforms into a man she had seen earlier. He kisses her forehead and leaves the church as she picks up a knife and cuts her hand. After seeing scenes of Madonna singing in front of burning crosses, erotic scenes are shown between her and the saint, and like she's like kissing his feet. It's weird.
I'm seeing little images of it right now.
Yeah,
nah.
And the singer is surrounded by a choir inside the church at the end. Then Madonna wakes up. She goes to the jail, tells the police that she had witnessed the crime and that the man is innocent. And then he's released. The video is kind of like odd, like the idea could
but
have
very
been
Catholic. So the Catholicness of it is what makes it odd. She's actually staying a little true to that, and that's what all of this stuff is very Catholic. And so if you think of it's odd, then you didn't grow up with Catholicism, because we're kind of like it's used to this crap.
Odd in the sense of like she made it what do you call it? She made it like sexual with
what
saint, and it's like
and when you said that sexual, you know what? Catholicism has its issues with that as well. I mean, obviously the issue with priests and whatever, but also like kissing the feet
Mm.
and people
I mean,
lining
yeah, I
up
guess that's
to
a
the
nod
Jesus
to Mary
statue and
and
kissing the
him,
feet.
her washing
It's
Jesus' feet, maybe.
but they're and Jesus always being like fucking I wish I had those abs. Like it's just very sexualized. I feel like it's sexual. It's
There's a lot of imagery in the Catholic Church.
Yeah.
Much more like I grew up Protestant, so
Yeah.
it's a lot of imagery.
Now, are you going to explain something I'm seeing here about the burning?
Crosses? I mentioned that.
Okay,
You
but
didn't
like,
hear me, but
oh,
yeah.
okay, but
So
like,
I don't understand that. I don't
'cause
understand what the burning crosses
without
are
any
for. Yeah,
reference,
because
it's like, when was she?
yeah,
When was she a member of the Ku Klux Klan?
and that's the thing. There's no reference to the Ku Klux Klan in the video at all. So I don't understand why she was singing in front of burning crosses. That's just weird.
That's the weird
And
part for me. Everything else is like, but that I was like, wait.
Yeah, I didn't understand that.
Now it's not one cross, which is usually the symbol. It's like
But-
one cross and then a bunch of white people around it.
But
she's
still,
like,
just burning crosses is associated
Yeah,
with that. So
yeah.
even if it's multiple ones, it's like,
yeah,
what are you doing?
it looks bad.
Yeah. So the video was scheduled to make its worldwide debut during Entertainment Tonight before being fully shown on MTV. But as Lou Murray, the show's producer at the time, remembers, the anticipation of the music video was met with immediate shock and awe. He says, quote, "It was a huge deal and we were anxiously waiting for the video." Oh, excuse me. She said it was a huge deal. We were anxiously waiting for the video. She recalls that it kept getting later and later before the video finally arrived on set, and ET already started taping that night's episode. I remember snatching the video and running into an edit bay and handing it to the editor and saying, "We got to cut this very quickly." We popped in the video and started watching it, and then we looked at each other and went, "Uh-oh, I don't know if we're going to be able to air this."
That's why it took so long.
Presumably, the first people outside of Madonna's team and director of the video, Mary Lambert, to watch the video, what they saw was far from what they were expecting. Again, people are expecting what they saw in the Pepsi commercial, something lighthearted and sweet. Because the video arrived late, it was decided that it would run during the end credits, but ET could only use certain portions of the video, not so parts of the video that weren't so controversial. We stayed away from the burning crosses and some of the other aspects, that were going to create controversy, Murray explains. She adds, "We played it safe that day." While its initial debut was cut short, the full video made its way to MTV and was met with immediate backlash. "We knew it was going to be a big story," Murray says. Religious groups all over called for a boycott. Pope John Paul II spoke out against it, saying the video is blasphemy and an insult because it shows immorals inside a church.
Cut to 2023, everyone.
Italian Roman Catholic historian Roberto de Matti. Excuse me. The Pope didn't say that. Italian Roman Catholic historian Robert de Matti said the video is blasphemy and an insult because it shows immorals inside of a church. So within days of protests and complaints, Pepsi was forced to drop the ad, and they completely canceled the deal. But it's alleged that Madonna got to keep the $5 million. So, but despite all that controversy and again all the uproar, the song was a smash hit. It topped the Billboard Hot 100 that spring for 3 weeks, as well as topped several other charts, not only in the States but all over the world. The video, of course, was a huge hit on MTV. It was nominated for Video of the Year at the MTV Music Video Awards. Additionally, the album, under the same title, went 4 times platinum, selling over 15 million copies worldwide, and went on to produce 6 singles, including the follow-up hits Express Yourself and Cherish. On the 30th anniversary of its release, Madonna took to Instagram to reflect on the video. She says, 30 years ago today, I released Like a Prayer and made a video that caused so much controversy because I kissed a black saint and danced in front of burning crosses. I also made a commercial with Pepsi that was banned because my video was seen as inappropriate. Question mark, question mark, question mark. Happy birthday to me and controversy, she posted. So that's it. I love the song. The it's funny. The lyrics say, "I'll take you there," and when that choir comes in, she totally just takes us to church,
Straight up.
and it's beautiful. Then there's
This is the.
I
There's many '80s dancey tracks to Madonna that I obviously love, but this is the one that. This is her theme of the '80s for me when it's of her as Madonna as herself.
Mhm.
The whole controversy thing is something I grew up with
Yeah.
because it was right. What was it 89?
89.
89, yeah. It's like, um, still working on it. And can I have another Diet Coke? Thank you.
I'm okay.
Okay. So yeah, I grew up with this. I was like 4 or 5 years old, and I remember this controversy.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, knowing that she's so big, and she has these amazing tracks, it was sort of like, to me, it was like an introduction to something I can like that my parents are telling me I shouldn't like. It was like the first thing that I'm like, I like Madonna.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. And my parents were like, but she's a bad woman. She's a, whatever, because that's what everybody was saying. So it's like, whatever, And I'm like, but she's good.
So I'm a '90s kid. Grew up in a black household, in black church. Nobody was talking about Madonna. Janet Jackson was mentioned every now and then, but so my introduction was like 2000s when she was doing
Pussy on the dance floor. Confessions on the dance floor.
That was kind of my introduction to Madonna. So honestly, I didn't.
By the way, cut to Confessions, and my mom being like, "I love Madonna." I'm like, "You were trashing her in the '90s."
It's crazy how parents come around 30 years later. But so I didn't hear this song until, I don't know, a few years ago on Sirius XM, the '80s station, which I love. And I was just blown away, like, whoa, this has some feeling to it. I mean,
Towards that.
A lot of it has to do with the choir. I mean, no, even in the beginning, like the guitars,
the
and
whole
like
thing.
it's it's like grungy and yeah. But it's amazing. I should have looked up the lady's name, because whoever that black lady is that's singing at the end, just doing those runs, it just takes you to church, and I always like rewind that part again and again, and because it's so good. But the song as a whole, it I can't deny, like, it just has such good feeling and like emotion, and yeah.
I have been in an electronic music event.
Mm-hmm.
BPM 130. We're not doing any of this.
Uh-huh.
And the DJ just drops this song, and it's
really,
it's like it's one of those, like, I know there's so many Madonna songs you could choose that would fit in a dancing situation, but there's something about this that transcends, and it fits. It takes you on a journey. It takes you there. It's just like, if the DJ knows what they're doing, they could put this track maybe towards the end of a night or whatever, and it just blows everybody away.
Again, I kind of credit that to this song has so much feeling versus like the usual pop stuff that we're used to from Madonna. It was good, and I mean, look, again, Andre Crouch and his choir, it's gonna be feeling
that
in there.
Really,
my favorite Madonna song, hands down. Like I said, definitely in my top 100, maybe even my top 50 of songs of all time. It's a good one. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Yeah. And that's that. So, y'all say a prayer tonight for the world, because it's crazy. And turn on this song and just dance and have a good time, and
forget about what she looks like now. It doesn't matter, all right?
See, I wasn't even gonna bring that up. I wasn't even gonna say anything about
good
that.
or bad.
I know,
it doesn't
I
give
know.
up. It doesn't matter.
I know,
because those tracks still pop.
They do,
and I would still appreciate one more from her before she exits.
You know, now that I'm thinking about it, that's what she needs to do for her next album. It needs to be like
Soul.
a something. No. It needs to be like a something. She had like a version, and she had like a prayer. So this next album
It's like a something.
Yeah, it needs to be like, and she should just make this her last one.
Yeah.
Make this the last album, and it needs to
And
be
like,
like,
I mean-
the tour is gonna be like and then like Queen of Pop, like that. That should be the name of the tour. I mean, some people consider her the Queen of Pop. So there you go, Madonna. If you ever hear this, like I'm setting you up for success right now.
But I don't need dance out of her. Like she
I gotcha.
gave us so much, and Confessions was obviously, I mean, it was amazing and what she did. I don't need that. I'm good. I don't need more from her in that aspect. I would appreciate one more from her just to see where she's at in her headspace and to be more soulful. You know, ballads are fine. Like I don't need
Yeah, it'd be
a
different. Yeah,
disco
it'd be cool.
dance scene a track from her. Something like this would be
I just
amazing.
burped in the mic. I'm sorry.
Yeah, some more everybody.
Edit that out.
No. I'm gonna isolate it. I'm gonna put it at the top of every episode.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. That's like I wish I could just play the song and let that like take us out. Na, 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 na. I mean, also there is a great it's called look up Like a Prayer Church Appella. That's a great version where it's very stripped down. It's like just her vocals and like the bass and a little bit of beat and mainly like the choir. It's great,
literally called Church Appella.
yeah, Like a Prayer Church Appella. It's like a version of the song. It's great.
Okay, you know what? Insert Church Appella now. Thanks for listening to the Ants Human Stars podcast with Caleb and Digo. Stay connected and get updates about new episodes by visiting our website, antshumanstars.com, and by subscribing wherever you listen to podcasts. If you enjoyed this podcast, please leave us a positive rating and review, and share about us with your community on social media. Thanks, y'all. We really appreciate it.